Hello, all. Welcome to the Happiness 1111 channel, where we are committed to happiness, connectedness, and being you authentically and unapologetically. And in today's video, I'm going to talk all about how you can transcend time, how you can get anything and everything you want accomplished in a given day and still get your rest and still be happy and healthy. I'm speaking from personal experience. I am in nursing school full-time. I'm in my core classes. I have 15 credit hours of classes specifically. And what else am I doing? I have 2 jobs. I've kind of put a hold on my entrepreneurship, so I haven't been doing YouTube as much. I am a wife and a mother to 5 kids. And so with that being said, I want to talk about how you can maximize your time and you don't have to do it in a stressful way. So a lot of us, let's first talk about the relationship that a lot of us have with time. So a lot of us do have a stressful relationship with time when it comes to feeling rushed or feeling like you cannot get enough done in a day or feeling behind. And a lot of that is taught from what we saw in our parents, what we saw in teachers, what we just see in kind of a society like America. If you're living in the United States, it's a rushed culture. It's a fast-paced do culture. So on the channel, I talk about spirituality. And so one of the beautiful things about this spiritual path that I'm on is you can have your day filled from, let's say, for example, I'm waking up around 4, 5 a.m. most mornings, 3, 4, or 5. So let's say between 5 a.m. and literally 8, 9 p.m., I am pretty consistently engaged. And that's the life of most people in work, family, school, different things. And yet I'm learning to do it in a not stressful way, in a very happy, in a very enlightened way. Like, the enlightenment is coming from the fact that now that I've let go of all the resistance I had to being back in school, now that my husband and I have better communication and as a family, we have a better time management going on. Now that all of those practical things are resolved, I'm basically so excited before I go to sleep at night. It's like, I know I need to go to bed, but I'm like, man, life is so good right now. And even though it's so good, I'm eagerly anticipating my graduation day. I cannot wait to be a nurse entrepreneur. And yeah, I'm really, really enjoying life right now. And I will not say that I'm not human. I did have some phases where when I was at the wrong school, I was feeling kind of negative, or when I had the wrong perspective, I felt very overwhelmed with time. But let's get into some practical things that can help you with time management or just achieving whatever you're trying to do here on planet Earth. Because spiritually speaking, and even scientifically speaking, we know that time is a man-made construct, right? And so it's like, if it's man-made and if it's relative, it changes in different places of the multiverse, then there's ways that we can transcend time. And so the one thing that what is the one thing that I would want to say about transcending time? One, I think it's your connection to the spirit realm. So a lot of us have different beliefs, whether you're religious or not religious, whether you believe in God or not. But a lot of us in our own way can connect to, God, to the spirit realm, to energy that is positive, because I do like to distinguish between different energies out there. So I do believe that there are different energies, and you should have the intention to want to connect with, energy that is positive and in the light. And specifically, a lot of us have experiences with angels. And so with that being said, without even getting too technical with it, let's just start with this. If you just surrender your time to the divine, just think about what miracles can happen in your life, because you're not controlling it from a limited human perspective. When you surrender your time and your life to the divine, and you're really living your passion and your purpose, and you're doing what you're called to do, time is just it's kind of weird, because it's like it speeds up and you're so happy and you feel good. And of course there's stresses. I'm not saying I'm not stressed in some ways, or I don't have moments or whatever, but things are zipping by, which is good because I'm ready to graduate. But also, I kind of want things to slow down because I'm just loving this right now. So y'all know how I am when I get on here. My brain is being pulled in a gazillion different directions, and I just say whatever comes to mind. But I just want to inspire you all to stay true to your spiritual path and your journey, to surrender your time management to the divine, and but really listen and follow through when, if you're being called to meditate more, or if you're being called to wake up earlier, if you're being called to shift your schedule if possible. Like, my husband's a night owl, so I think it's pretty healthy that we can work around each other's schedule and save money with daycare, and he gets to stay up later and sleep in later, and I'm the opposite. I love going to bed early and I love waking up early, and I think that is really conducive to our happiness and to our health and to our relationship. And so maybe God's going to tell you, here's how to structure your day. Here's how to structure your sleep. Who knows? I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty. I just think if you surrender, and you specifically surrender through prayer and through reflection, sometimes journaling, and being clear about realizing that on planet Earth, that we are in the physical realm on planet Earth, and I don't want to, okay, I'm going all over the place. Just surrender. I know sometimes a lot of people want a very specific formula for what to do, how to do it, when to do it. But this is the beauty of a spiritual path. A spiritual path is just not limited to a formula. It's not limited to structure. So I'm encouraging you all to realize, never make time a reason why you cannot do something. And never feel like you don't have the ability to pursue multiple dreams at one time. For example, I always wanted a big family. And although it started sooner than I guess I really anticipated, I never put anything on hold per se. I mean, things are definitely delayed in a sense, because, you're having kids, you're devoting time to your marriage. So yes, things technically are probably more delayed compared to if I had not been married and had my kids. But overall, it's all kind of going and flowing. And so I just want to encourage mothers, fathers, anyone who's going through whatever they are in their life. You don't have to be a parent, but don't feel like you cannot balance it all, because again, time is something that you can manipulate. And then in the same sense, don't rush it either, because that's another thing that people do. If you're not like someone who's saying, oh, I can't do this right now because I'm only focused on this. Or someone who, okay, what I'm trying to say is, if you're not limiting yourself by saying, oh, I can only do this right now, but you really can do more things. On the flip side of that, I'm going to contradict myself. On the flip side of that, don't put undue pressure on yourself. If truly, if you're only meant to be focusing on one thing, if you're meant to be a work from home parent, and your sole focus is just to really focus on your marriage and your home, and you just do that in a beautiful way, then just focus on that. There's nothing wrong with it. That is beautiful. That is amazing. If you want to just focus on career and you haven't had kids yet, and that's really what you feel you are meant to do, there's nothing wrong with that. Because again, I'll wrap it up with this. This channel is all about being you and being happy. And the challenge of this life is so many people, so many of us are constantly trying to change who we really are and what we really want to please others. And that's just why there is so much stress and destruction in the world, because people are out of alignment with what they're really meant to do. So I am happy to be in nursing school. I've, again, been human and I've resisted it at some points. It's perfect timing. I'm excited. I'm grateful. I do have very full days of classes, I still now get time with the family, because the jobs that I'm doing a work from home job as a peer educator, and I love it. I get to help motivate and encourage other students in school. And I'm working at the Y, which is awesome because it's a very positive environment. And I work early mornings when it's really not busy. So that's just a great way to start my day. And so, yeah, it's good right now. I'll chat more about nursing on my Nurse Nessa channel whenever. Oh, if I haven't said this already, I am not putting any pressure on myself to do a lot of YouTube. So in my previous videos, y'all know I'm going to say, oh, I want to be consistent and all that. I will be consistent when it's meant to be. And right now is not the phase. Like, I need to master the art of health and the science of health. And I want to be a very competent and prepared nurse. I've seen a lot of challenging things in the field right now with the shortages. And so I want to be prepared for what's the reality of what I'm going to be stepping into as a nurse. And so that means I'll be on here whenever I get a moment. And it's really not about growing fast or overnight at all. It's not about growth at all. It's about just sharing myself with you. You sharing yourself with me and commenting when you can. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Just sharing our lives together and motivating each other. And I do anticipate that once I'm a nurse entrepreneur, I will have the resources and the time and the different things to actually do YouTube in a more professional way, to hire someone to help me with the recording and the video. So I think that's the plan for now. But until then, I'll still good on. I'll say, hey, I'll say, be you, be happy. And I will just remind you that, well, I won't remind you of that. I was going to say I'll remind you, but we don't have to be reminded that tomorrow's not promised. So we know tomorrow's not promised. We know that there's a lot of crazy things going on in the world. And today is the best day to just be happy. Be you, be happy. Bye.